Oh, welcome to the video. What I'm trying to do for the YXZ at the moment is make some extenders for the fender. Anybody who's ridden a YXZ in the mud, anywhere there's water, knows because the wheel is so exposed, this fender allows a lot of mud and water up onto the windscreen. And I'm trying to design a fender extender that's going to run from here and fill this hole in here down to about here. So it's going to come out something like that. Let's get a piece of... I'm trying to fill that gap in. So I'm working with one of my favourite materials, which is like a corrugated plastic board. So I'm just designing and playing with shapes at the moment. So I'm trying to create something to fill the gap in that will go up and under there and use that bolt to secure it underneath, and some form of securing it in this area. I don't want it to be absolutely solidly mounted. I want it to be slightly flexible in case it gets hit on trees. But I'm using this corrugated plastic for a reason, because I can shape it with the heat gun. It's a problem I've had with it playing in the mud, and an awful lot of water, an awful lot of mud. As soon as you go through water, it ends up on the windscreen and you can't see where you're going. There are kits out there that are made that people have got moulds for, and they're made of injection moulded plastic, or they're made of fiberglass. I think fiberglass is too brittle. The injection moulded plastic's very, very nice, but they're all manufactured in America. But I want to find a solution that's extremely cheap, extremely easy to make, and something you can make yourself. Which is why I'm working with that material. Because it was that material I used to make the template for the windscreen. And I've got my template for the windscreen here. That's the template I made for the windscreen, which is exactly what I've got made. That is how I made my windscreen, using this material. The reason for making the template and then making the template fit first, I only had one piece of Lexan. So once I knew the template fitted, I cut my Lexan out slightly bigger than I needed it. Off the template, I left about 1/4 of an inch on every single edge. Then fitted the windscreen and trimmed the windscreen, knowing I'd got excess material to make it fit. So I'm going to do the same. This stuff's a pain in the arse. Put it back. Let's put that back where it came from. So that is the reason why I'm using this stuff. I'm going to try and create a template for filling these wheel arches in, because it is an ongoing problem with the YXZ. ending up with water and crap all over the windscreen. If anybody's interested in the template for the windscreen, fire me a message. I can transfer it onto some proper paper for you and put it in a roll and send it to you. As long as you cover my postage, you're welcome to my template if you want to make your own windscreen. And all you've then got to do is source some clamps to bolt it on. And that windscreen works really, really well. And there's reasons why I've made it the way I've made it. I've left an air gap under here. One, so I don't block this vent off. Two, so some air can go underneath it. Keep the cab a bit cooler. And also feed the air inlet for the engine. It also keeps the dust out the cab, having the gaps. It also works surprisingly well in the rain. Because this windscreen, as you can probably see up the top there, has got a bow in it. And I made it this way for a reason, because we don't use a windscreen wiper on the windscreen. And because it's got a bow in the middle, any water and rain that gets onto it, and the speed you're going, instead of just running up the windscreen, it runs off and it runs up the bow in the windscreen and peels off the sides, and it gives you really good visibility. So if anybody wants the template, a copy of it, let me know. Cover my postage, I'll draw it out for you, draw around that, put it in a tube for you and send it to you. But whilst we've got this coronavirus scare in Great Britain and everybody's not travelling about, it's giving me time to come and play with little projects like this, as otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. I'd actually be in work now. So I'm just pottering around now, trying to make a few more improvements to it to make it better for the mud, make it better for mud plugging and going through water, so I don't have to keep stopping to clean my windscreen so much. Anyhow, thank you very much. Keep watching the progress on this project, because over the next week or so I'll carry on making templates. I'll try new ideas. Once I've got a working template, I'll put it onto the YXZ and I'll take it into the field where we've got about a foot of water in some parts of the field, and I'll try my templates out, made out of the corrugated card, and see how successful I am. Anyhow, good night, everybody out there. Keep safe, look after yourselves, and good night.